So, Jordan Peele's Nope came out, and honestly, the last time I was more confused about something, my drug-addicted aunt handed me 8 slices of opened warm cheddar cheese and said, "Merry Christmas." It was fucking July. And no, it's not that I didn't understand the movie, okay? I may have a small brain the size of a mentally disabled squirrel, and that probably has something to do with the fact that my parents tried to abort me when I was a fetus, and I somehow managed to survive. But however, I did understand this movie. The thing that I'm confused about is I don't know if I hated this movie or if I loved this movie. On one hand, I want to get on my hands and knees and lick Jordan Peele's ballsack and proclaim him to be the next Quentin Tarantino. However, on the other hand, I want to drive to Jordan Peele's house in North Carolina, tie him up, and make him watch as I burn the master copy of this movie so that another single poor soul doesn't have to watch it. I don't know where you live, Jordan. That wasn't a threat. Please don't copyright my video.
What I call like smack you in the head with a bag of bricks.
I'm going to start this review by saying that I was really excited for this movie. The past 2 Jordan Peele movies have been unique, creative, and have had multiple layers of depth on top of multiple layers of themes. That might be the most vague movie review of all time. Jesus fucking Christ, what am I doing with my life right now? But I was excited for this movie because Jordan Peele has always had a unique creative vision that coincides with a lot of deeper themes and meanings. And this movie delivered on all of that and then some. And unfortunately, that's exactly the problem I have with this movie. Before you mount me to a cross and crucify me in the comments, just let me explain, okay? The problem I have with this movie is that it tried to do too many things at once, and it felt like Jordan Peele was more concerned about getting the themes across in this movie than actually telling the story. And let me explain by giving 2 analogies. First, let me compare this movie to another movie that just recently came out in Elvis. Now, aside from Austin Butler making me question my own homosexuality, God damn it, I mean sexuality. Bro, I've said this line like 8 separate times and I keep saying homosexuality. I swear I'm like straight. Elvis was an absolutely fantastic movie. And Elvis was also a very simple movie. And what I mean by that is that Elvis didn't really have a theme. What about like fame? Like how like what fame does to a person and like how it makes them like detached from like reality and stuff. Shut the fuck up, okay? You're making my life harder than it is right now. Yes, of course, Elvis has themes, but just shut the fuck up, you bitch. The movie Elvis focuses on one thing, and that is the life of Elvis Presley. And while it is chaotic and while it is high-paced, the movie never shies away from the life of Elvis Presley. Elvis comes first in that movie, and his dumb daughter and his stupid slut of a wife comes second. Marry me, Austin Butler, just turn gay and be my gay lover.
This one's particularly beautiful because it digs into all those gray areas of life and love. He's able to put things into words that we all feel, but it's really hard to articulate it sometimes.
That is not the case in Nope. In Nope, there are multiple conflicting arcs and themes all happening at the same time. For example, you have this guy right here. What's his fucking name again? I forgot. God damn it, I don't want to say the Asian guy because I'm gonna get canceled. All the feminists are gonna cancel me. I gotta look this up, man. Okay, alright. Ricky Jupe Park. As this movie progresses, Ricky goes through his own character arc. Ricky starts out as this fat child actor who works with this monkey, and unfortunately, the monkey violently kills and eats every single person that he knows. But the monkey does give him a cool fist bump, so hey, Ricky thinks everything is okay. Now, apparently, watching a monkey violently kill and eat the other cast members of the show you're on does leave you with some traumatic experiences. And so, Ricky, later on in life, starts to live out this trauma by collecting artifacts from this event in his life. Also, because the monkey didn't eat his brain, Ricky thinks that he can control nature and wild animals, and unfortunately, Ricky learns the hard way, like most people do, by getting sucked up and digested by a wild 800-foot alien that hides in the clouds. And while getting digested, Ricky learns that just because a serial killer monkey fist bumped you when you were 8 does not mean that you can control wild events in your life. Now, Ricky's character arc and the themes that coincide with his character arc are a pretty big ask for a movie to have in general. However, Ricky isn't even the main character of this movie. No. He's not even the second main character of this movie. I mean, for God's sakes, I didn't even remember his name. I'm having to look down at a notepad every time I say his name because I can't remember. Because while Ricky's arc is unfolding, we're also having to follow along with OJ and OJ's sister and Zac Efron, and the actual whole story and plot of the story. And at first, it seems like having a fourth or fifth main character in your movie have such a deep and profound arc filled with numerous themes is a good thing, but there is a lot of things happening in this movie, and they don't always lead to the same thing, and they're not always leading to the climax of the movie. And that's why, at least for me, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, especially in a movie with an 800-foot UFO living alien sucking humans and cows out of the sky while inflatable men breakdance in the background, I felt myself being bored in the third act of this movie. The third act felt extremely long and overdone, and I kept feeling like we kept having to detach from the core story of this movie to resolve smaller themes and events. For me, my value and interest in the main story of this movie was lower because there were so many conflicting smaller stories having their own separate themes. The best way I can really describe this is like having sex with 15 really hot girls. This is a future me editing this video. I don't know what kind of pills or acid or cocaine I was on when I was recording this, but just bear with me, please. It'll make sense, maybe. At first, it seems like a good thing to be getting it on with 15 really hot girls, but at the end of the day, there may be 15 really hot girls, but there's only one cock. The main focus of everything is your cock, and you better have a big, meaty, girthy Dwayne Johnson fucking cock, because if you don't, everything is gonna feel unorganized and anticlimactic. This is future me editing this video. Please let me explain that analogy because I was on cocaine making this video. What I was trying to say there was, yes, it's good to have multiple characters have their own themes and own arcs, but the main focus has to be the story. And it felt like Jordan Peele cared more about trying to get across certain themes in this movie than actually telling the story. Now, how that relates to having sex with 15 hot women, I'm not entirely sure. People don't like to be told themes, they like to be subconsciously told themes. It's like kidnapping children. You wouldn't kidnap a child without drugs. They're gonna scream, they're gonna yell. You gotta make sure they're unconscious first. I am very sorry that I got your hopes up. I completely forgot I said that. But a great example of this is why Rogue One worked and the new trilogy didn't. Besides the fact that
somehow Palpatine returned.
Oh my god!
both Jyn and Rey share a common theme, and that theme is that women are as strong, if not more powerful than men. And I'm not trying to bash on that theme, but what I'm trying to say here is, why did that theme work in Rogue One and not work and felt forced in the new trilogy? Well, in Rogue One, the story came first and the theme came along with the story. We follow the story of getting the Death Star plans, and while the story progresses, so does Jyn. While the story fails, Jyn also goes through failure, and it makes her feel more human, and it also makes us feel more connected to her and the story. We're not having to separate Jyn's own character arcs and own themes from the actual themes of the movie. They progress together, and the story and Jyn share common themes and arcs. And that's why at the end of the film, when she does complete her objective, we don't feel force-fed a theme that Mickey Mouse is shoving down your gullet. In the new trilogy, it's the exact opposite of this. We never see Rey fail, and it felt like Disney was more concerned at getting across the message that women are just as strong as men than actually telling a thoroughly and interesting and entertaining story. If you make an interesting and entertaining story, the themes will naturally progress in your story, and it felt like Jordan was more force-feeding you the themes of this movie than having the themes naturally progress as the story progressed. This movie was extremely ambitious, and it's really hard. I mean, it's really hard to have sexual intercourse with 15 women while not having a big, meaty, girthy cock. I mean, I speak from my own personal experiences here, okay? Well, at least not having a big, meaty, girthy cock. Elvis is the exact opposite of this movie. Elvis is like having sex with one girl. And while the ceiling of fun isn't as high as having sex with 15 girls, it's safer and it could still be a very good time. And my God, I would have a good time f***ing Austin Butler. Sexuality is a spectrum, and I swear I'm straight, but Austin Butler makes me question things.
And then I found this, and that's kind of this nice cold afternoon delight. Lately, I've been cracking open one of these, and keeps me going in the afternoon.
Anyways, I'm done talking about the big boy brain stuff. Let's dumb it down now. there's still a lot of good things in this movie, and I could totally see why someone would enjoy this movie. It's shot beautifully, it's very unique and creative, and it's not another shitty Marvel movie or a show where a child can skillfully evade grown adults! It's something completely creative, and this movie blends comedy and seriousness better than the past Jordan Peele films. Every character is extremely interesting, and characters that you think would only be in this movie for like one scene end up getting a lot of screen time and being extremely interesting. I know I'm being a hypocrite when I just said that, okay? I'm not an idiot, but I'm confused. I'm sexually confused, and I'm confused about this movie, okay? Jordan Peele's Nope is creative. It's different, it's unique, it's funny, but at the end of the day, it still felt like the themes of this movie came first and the story came second. And I found myself enjoying that the movie tried to incorporate so many themes, but ultimately being let down because the themes didn't pay off in the way that they were supposed to. So what do I rate Jordan Peele's Nope? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I could give this movie an 8, and I could also give this movie a 2. Oh God, let me think about this right quick. All right. 6 out of 10. I thought about giving it a 5 to be in the middle of an 8 and 2, but I cannot give it a 5. It's better than a 5. As far as where this ranks in Jordan Peele's movies, I'm going to have to say it's second. Get Out was much better than this, and Us was slightly worse than this. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please subscribe. This is quite literally my 5th video on the channel, and it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe. And also, join me next time where I'm going to be discussing the length and girth of Brad Pitt's cock and balls in Bullet Train. Hopefully it's a good movie. Peace.
A bag of bricks.
Lick Jordan Peele's ball sack.
This one's particularly beautiful.
You wouldn't kidnap a child without drugs.
And it's kind of this nice, cold afternoon delight.
Big, meaty, girthy cock.